Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. The Ministry of Public Administration hosts a gala celebration honoring public servants who made a sterling contribution to Trinidad and Tobago. The Minister of National Security calls for greater regional cooperation in the fight against crime. And the Ministry of Food Production announces plans for a general cleanup and the improvement of general facilities at the Carenage Fishin Depot. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Public Administration hosted its inaugural awards for excellence in service delivery within the public sector. The gala celebration honored persons who proved to be outstanding public servants and made a sterling contribution to Trinidad and Tobago during 50 years of independence. It is expected to be the annual awards program as the ministry takes the diamond path to public service transformation.
I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest, oh yeah. I'm that little bit of hope when my back's against the ropes. I can feel it. I'm the world's greatest. In the ring of 50 of Trinidad and Tobago's greatest, most dedicated and influential public servants have been celebrated by the Ministry of Public Administration. The public servants chosen were nominated for their contribution in laying the foundation for the ministry's bid to transform the public sector from gold to diamond. From gold to diamond is a plan to reorganize and restructure the public service from a pyramid-like structure to that of a diamond, while delivering the greatest level of public service possible to members of the public. Plans are being pursued to increase the number of public servants functioning at a middle management level. This will strengthen the public service organizations and allow many people who perform low-level tasks but are qualified for work at the higher levels of the service to take advantage of the many opportunities for promotion. Speaking at the event, Minister of Public Administration, the Honorable Caroline Sipasad-Bechan, shares her view for the public service and what having a diamond standard public service truly means.
A Trinidad and Tobago in which the public service has been transformed so that all the services it delivers are of the highest possible quality and meet the most demanding standards of excellence. A Trinidad and Tobago in which citizens can stay at home and use computers or cell phones, or at worst, will not have to venture far from their homes to access every government service the government has to offer. A Trinidad and Tobago where every citizen enjoys the highest possible quality of service, regardless of race, creed, gender, or geography. A public service, ladies and gentlemen, that is willing to walk the extra mile to ensure that all its clients are satisfied and that we improve the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago. And most important, a government that is putting the resources in place so that the citizen is the be-all and end-all, the hub and the wheel, the corona and peripheral of the public service universe.
Minister Sipasad-Bechan says while the diamond structure is necessary, three things will have to be addressed if the transformation process is to be successful.
The first is identifying and marketing the benefits and opportunities for citizens and public officers alike. This will deal with the what is in it for me or self-interest issues. There will be benefits, opportunities, and advantages for all. Our new architecture will allow us to exploit and unleash the full potential of e-government. This is the second element. These technologies can increasingly deliver services to citizens in their homes, in the most rural of communities, and can make transformation a reality. The third, and perhaps the most important, is the need for integration of public services within the public sector. Integrated services allow us to realize shared services among government ministries and agencies, making more efficient and effective use of taxpayers' dollars.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, also spoke at the awards ceremony. She is urging citizens to buy into the transformation and to make use of the services that are being offered or will be offered as the transformation occurs.
As we become more citizen-centric, we can tell our citizens what is expected of them. But all the technologies are useless, and all the restructuring structures are useless. Just bits and pieces of cogs and wheels until our citizens buy into the benefits and opportunities we are making available to them. We can be as user-friendly as we want to be, but we need to convince the users first that what we are doing for them will be the best possible service in the shortest time, at the lowest cost, and of the highest quality.
The Prime Minister is also stressing that all stakeholders, including citizens, must play their role in ensuring the successful transformation of the public service from gold to diamond standard.
The diamond standard cannot and will not apply to the public service alone. Our institutions are so closely linked that the public service cannot achieve transformation objectives unless other institutions, the state, public and voluntary sectors, all are involved. Every facet, every sector, and every section must be involved in the transformation process. Every citizen, including public servants, consumes services provided by government. All of us here tonight, and all of us everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago, have a stake in transforming the public service. In this context, the journey from gold to diamond is a journey that the entire nation must take, not just the public service.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Jack Warner, is calling for greater regional cooperation in the fight against crime. He made the plea at a regional security workshop. The workshop is aimed at tightening immigration and customs operations throughout the Caribbean region.
Immigration and customs officials from the region are engaging in a conference to assist in tightening operational protocols throughout the Caribbean. The 3-day-long conference began on Wednesday and ends on Friday. Over the 3 days, officials will participate in talks with experts in identity management, travel document security, and border management. They will also be introduced to new technology and best practices in areas such as travel document issuance, biometrics, and civil registries. Addressing the attendees, National Security Minister Jack Warner says there needs to be greater communication among the regional partners if they are to successfully fight crime. He adds criminals are always testing the law and looking for weaknesses in it. As such, he emphasizes the importance of regular sessions, which would allow for the exchange of ideas in the battle against criminal elements. He believes it is time to outthink the criminals and keep one step ahead always.
The onus is on us to constantly evaluate our own resilience to attack, to inform ourselves of what the enemy is doing, and of course, having informed yourselves, to counteract the enemy. How do you do that, therefore? To do that, we must sit down frequently in a forum such as this one, and we must bring together the brilliant minds and the varying perspectives and the experiences and the various think tanks, so to speak, where we can learn from each other and share our knowledge. Share your knowledge, because the best way you could do that is by interaction, is by exchanges. In doing so, therefore, you'll be making greater use of your time, your energy, and your resources.
Participants will be privy to training and presentations by technical experts from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Interpol, Passport Canada, the Canadian Border Service Agency, among other agencies. Minister Warner shed some light on what areas of specialized training the participants will be instructed in.
The coursework focuses on document security and fraud protection. As I said before, seize this opportunity to share and exchange ideas and experiences. I'm advised that you'll be looking at international standards on travel documents, new technology, issuance and control of travel documents, improvement and modernization of civil registries, strengthening of border controls, and the management of identity and documents such as birth certificates and machine-readable passports.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
When we come back, setting up a center for socially displaced persons. Stay with us. The Ministry of Food Production has announced plans to do a general cleanup and improve the general facilities at the Carenage Fishing Depot. This after Minister of Food Production, Senator the Honourable Devant Maharaj, toured the depot along with MP for the area, Dr. the Honourable Keith Rowley.
Security and sanitation. These are the two main issues to be addressed at the Carenage Fishing Depot. These are the issues fishermen in the area are complaining about, and something will soon be done about it. Food Production Minister Devant Maharaj is promising a facelift for the fishing depot after his visit to the facility. Simple necessities, such as toilets, have been in a state of disrepair, and the minister is now promising to intervene and correct the situation. The fishermen will also soon be able to store their fish in freezers or keep their ice from melting, with the promise of electricity to be provided to the facility. The lack of electricity has also caused numerous security problems, as there is currently no lighting for the fishermen at night. The dark, deserted beachfront has proved to be a haven for bandits and pirates. Just last week, 4 fishermen's boats were stolen. The boats were recovered minus the engines, however, leaving the victims unable to earn an income or provide for their families. MP for the area, Dr. Keith Rowley, is pleased with the assistance being offered by the government to the affected fishermen.
The minister has undertaken to look into see what might be available in the form of assistance to them. In other words, they've recognized that there's a need. Let's see how help can be forthcoming. Whether it's through self-help or something on the ministry or so.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
The Ministry of the People and Social Development is in the process of setting up a center for socially displaced people. The center will house street dwellers as the government engages in an attempt to remove them from the streets. This task is being undertaken in time for the Christmas season.
The Ministry of the People and Social Development will attempt to tackle the issue of street dwelling in the country when the pilot phase to relocate street dwellers begins. This is the announcement made by Dr. the Honourable Glenn Ramadasing while speaking at a stakeholder engagement on the national strategy for street dwelling in Trinidad and Tobago. Minister Ramadasing says a team from the Ministry of the People will treat with the estimated 1,500 street dwellers in Trinidad and Tobago and would have the objective of finding them suitable housing. Team members consisted of persons from stakeholder agencies. He adds that he is also ready for any bureaucratic challenges that may present themselves. He explains it is for this reason he has appointed people to deal with that backlash if any were to occur. Ministry officials say the plan is to take the street dwellers off the streets and treat and reform them where possible. Special advisor to the minister, Abdul Alim, says a place to house the street dwellers has already been determined and work will soon begin.
We also want to develop facilities that would be of world-class standards also. At the present time, the ministry is looking at acquiring the entire Riverside car park. We have an architect right now who is working on redesigning that car park. So that facility, when it is finished, will be something totally different. And it will provide all the services required for the street dwellers. You would have places for rehabilitation in that building. You would have computer rooms, you would have recreation areas, you would have medical facilities such as clinics. You know, as a matter of fact, we'll have nurses also there because we would want the standard to be so high that when the doctors, the psychiatrists, the doctor, whoever do a prescription, we'll have qualified nurses to administer.
Dr. Ramadasing is also looking for volunteers. He says interested persons can call the toll-free line 800-4PPL if they wish to assist in the initiative. He is also calling on the business community to play their part in this drive. He urges them not to complain about the problem, but instead to be part of the solution.
We cannot do it alone. We need the business sector. We need the corporate sector. We need the individuals who are willing to stand up and do something. Work while others flee, to build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky.
The pilot phase of this initiative begins on Tuesday and will be carried out in Port of Spain and Chaguanas. Once again, interested persons can call the toll-free line 800-4PPL if they wish to assist in the initiative. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Sport is up right after the break.
Well, most people that be driving like crazy people on the road, some of them is young drivers who now get license and they didn't have an idea what kind of activities does be on the road. So they'll be just taking a chance at their own and just doing what they feel to do. You know, where the road is serious business. Like who now getting license and think how to do safety courses and things. So they'll have a better knowledge on the road and what to look for. You understand? Because some people, their father get them a fast car and they feel like speed is it, but speed is not it. You understand? You have to be more vigilant what you're doing when you're on the people road. Otherwise, you'll end up in the hospital jack up. Trinidad and Tobago people, very safe, be safe on the road and know all about when all you go behind the steering wheel.
St. Anthony's College has successfully defended their Coca-Cola National Intercall title after they defeated St. Augustine's Secondary to retain the title. The Tigers beat the Green Machine 2-0 in a well-played-out encounter. This is the 6th National Intercall title St. Anthony's has won and places them in top spot alongside Signal Hill and Naparima College on the all-time list of Intercall winners. They are also the only team in the last decade to successfully defend their title more than once.
St. Augustine was under pressure early on from St. Anthony's. The boys from West Mooring showing some fancy footwork but lacking the finishing touch. Here shooting straight at St. Augustine keeper Romario Romain. The Tigers looked the better team throughout the majority of the game, displaying some deft dribbling and precise passing to create opportunities at goal, but again, failing to finish. The Tigers forced St. Augustine to spend a lot of time defending, making use of the long ball to get it into the penalty area and showing off some skill in the process. An acrobatic effort at goal was all the Green Machine could muster off this free kick as they attempted to get on the score sheet. St. Augustine trying to do something with this corner, but Tigers keeper Javon Sample rising to the challenge. Celebrations were cut short as St. Augustine thought they were one up when striker Ricardo John put this header past the Tigers keeper, but the goal was harshly ruled offside. St. Augustine's defense was good, but simply not good enough, and unlike them, opportunities to score didn't escape the eye of the Tigers. Adrian Millett latching on to a precise through ball from Carlton Long to slam the ball into the top of the net right before half-time. St. Anthony's 1, St. Augustine 0, heading into the changing room at half-time. Another goal to the end of the second half by Keane McIvor wrapped up the game for the Tigers. McIvor collecting the ball from Kadeem Corbin in the 82nd minute, some hesitation, and then he unleashed a world-class shot to produce a magnificent goal from almost 30 yards out, beating the St. Augustine keeper, Romario Romain. And at the final whistle, it was the Tigers and their supporters who felt like the real kings of the footballing jungle, having clawed and fought their way through a long and challenging secondary school football season. The win ensured they can seal their place and join the ranks of rare teams which can boast of a rich, successful footballing history in the Secondary Schools League. And as they lifted the trophy for the second year in a row, it was proof that the boys from West Moorings are the champions once again. Gregory McBurney, News 4 Sports.
When we come back, Christmas at Cedar Grove Primary School. Trini, Christmas at Cedar Grove Private Primary School is really the best. This as the school celebrated the festive season with a Christmas concert which featured a number of performances. Prime Minister the Honourable Kamala Prasad Bissessa attended the concert and was honoured with a token of appreciation.
The Cedar Grove Private Primary School believes it is good to give, and when one gives generously, they will receive abundantly. Pulsating and energetic performances echoed throughout the Naprima Bowl as the kids sang and danced to traditional Christmas songs. It was indeed an evening of entertainment.
I have the best music here. Our class party is going to rock. We don't say rock, sir, we say pump.
Sir, you could say rock. My daddy is your age and he says rock. That's what all people say.
I am not that old. You're making me feel like an ancient artifact.
What is that?
I'm your substitute teacher. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to party.
This delightful December, the words "thank you" will be emblazoned in the minds and hearts of all students and staffers of the Cedar Grove Private Primary School. Delivering remarks, the principal reminds those gathered to be thankful this season.
First, I must thank God for the many gifts and talents with which we at Cedar Grove, parents, teachers, and pupils are blessed, and we are indeed blessed. I want you to know we have no music teacher, and you heard the singing tonight. Much more if we had a music teacher, we would certainly be getting the Academy Award for Music.
Prime Minister the Honourable Kamala Prasad Bissessa was also on hand to congratulate Cedar Grove for putting on such a spectacular show.
And Ms. Dobson for her production facilities. And whoever was the costume designer, I think he would win the Oscar Award for Best Costuming for this production.
The PM says she enjoyed every aspect of the Christmas show.
For the children, all who have performed, they will win the Grammy Award for the Best Performing Singers of the evening. So children, congratulations.
Wherever the Prime Minister goes, she shares this very important message with children. It's a fun exercise where the kids get an opportunity to participate.
See good, be good, do good, and good will follow you. And this time you're on your own on the count of 3. 2, 3. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you very much.
The school extended many thanks to everyone who made the production a great success, and especially Miss Leslie Ann Dobson for writing the special production for Cedar Grove, and also the hard-working class representatives, teachers, and parents. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barreto. Thank you for joining us.